Hello, Mr. Dembo.
Hello, Mr. Davidson.
We're here to talk about the cell phone applications in the world of Web 2.0.
There is a ton of different things that you can do with these tiny little microcomputers that students are hiding in their backpacks right now.
Now, one of the things they love to do is text. So there's a site that lets you actually take their texting and turn it into a useful instructional tool.
Let's take a look.
Wow. So this is polleverywhere.com.
Poll Everywhere is essentially an entire classroom response system that uses nothing but cell phones for input.
What we did was create a multiple choice poll, and here you see it. As soon as I open this poll, students can text in a multiple choice answer, and we see in real time what's going to happen. So look out, Steve. It's going to come right across the top. So right there, that's right.
There we go.
Now you see it change. Watch, let's move over here. You see it change dynamically because as people call in, the response levels change. Now this is in real time, and I got to say, it's like magic to watch kids build a presentation like this.
Now, if some students in your room don't have a cell phone, don't worry. They can also vote via computer or via netbook or a laptop.
Right, and remember, it's like a Web 2.0 thing, so they can call from home, anywhere, anytime. Any place that has a phone and the internet, they can reach to polleverywhere.com.
Now, the wonderful thing about it is this little graph gives you a way to see it in real time, how people are responding, but you'll also be able to get a log of all the different results so you'll know which students answered what.
Which is pretty cool. And if you don't want to limit yourself to multiple choice, then you can do open responses, like this question. I said, where would you go to students if you could go anywhere in the world? Here are their responses.
Watch out!
So look at that stuff drop down. It's kind of fun. I guess we can weather the rain. But it comes down, and all of those are responses typed on their either cell phone or on a computer.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
This is one of those things, sites that really takes advantage of the text features on the cell phone. But the cell phone obviously does a lot more than just text.
Why, there's voice. Is there a site anywhere in Web 2.0 that uses the voice feature?
Absolutely. This is one of my favorites. Drop.io.
Wow.
Now, Drop.io is actually a full-featured Dropbox for storing your digital media. So, for instance, if you wanted a place to put images, photos, videos, links, PDFs, Word documents, and so on, in a place where other people can get access to it, that's what Drop.io is intended for. But there's one other feature that happens to be one of my favorites, and that's voicemail.
So it's not just uploading files. I can upload whatever I say into the cell phone, into
You
Drop.io.
dial that number, and it's going to record it into Drop.io.
All right, let's try this. Drop.io, I'm going to dial the number that I was given and say this. Hola, señor Dembo. Me gusta hablar español.
Now, seconds after you relieve that voicemail, it's going to appear right there in the drop. And if you click on that, you're going to get a nice little play button. And if you click play, we'll be able to hear exactly what you just recorded.
Hola, señor Dembo.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now think of the implications for that. It means that if I'm a language teacher, I can give responses, oral responses. If I'm a music teacher, I can require some practice time that I'm actually able to hear. Or
at the end of the day, if you want to do a little summary of what happened today, a little classroom reflection, you could just pass your cell phone around the classroom and everyone can say one thing that they learned during that day. Now, of course, you probably are wondering how the parents are going to get access to it.
Right.
If they go to your drop and click on the share link, it's going to give them an option to go to Dropcast, and Dropcast will take them right into iTunes. And from iTunes, they can either listen to the podcast that you just recorded, or they can subscribe to it, so whenever you record something new, they just get it.
so either a student can use the phone for this, or a teacher can. Either way, it's on the web for anybody 24/7.
Absolutely, and this is a feature of Drop.io that has become so popular that they created a sister site called Phone.io.
Wow.
Now, Phone.io is the exact same thing as Drop.io, except it only focuses on the cell phone features that are there.
So clearly, this little device is something where there's going to be a lot of Web 2.0 action to come. Now, we've talked about voice, and we've talked about text. You think there's anything that closes the gap between voice and text?
I bet you there is. You got an idea already?
I do. It's called Jot.com. And here it is. Now, here's the cool thing about this site. If I call in the number that they gave me, then it converts my voice into text.
Really? That sounds like magic. You want to give us an example?
Yeah, here's an example. I'm going to dial in, and I've done this ahead of time. It's like a cooking show, to the Gettysburg Address. 77 years ago, our fathers brought, and so forth. Now, I called the number on Jot, and Jot translated that to my Twitter account, and here's the text. So you can see that's a pretty accurate translation of my voice into text, which is very cool.
Now, it seems to have gotten cut off there. What happens when you click through that link?
Well, that's the link that goes to my Jot account. Twitter truncates long messages, so it sends you directly then to my Jot account where I can get the whole transcript of what I said.
Very cool, but what if you don't have Twitter?
You can use a variety of things, email, look at all the list of things that you can do to link to your Jot account. Now, I should say that Jot is the first thing we've shown you, which was free in beta and then went to a fee service, so now you have to pay for it. But here's why it's useful. If you're an administrator and you're doing an intervention or you want to record your thoughts on something, you can leave that. And since none of us seem to have secretaries that record dictaphones anymore, this is a good way to go. I record my thoughts right as they happen. They go, and I've got a text of what I've said.
And then when all is said and done, you've got a written record of all those observations that you've made when you were away from your desk or away from the classroom as well.
So observations on strategies or on students or on IEPs and something. Very useful tool again. That's jot.com.
Absolutely. So this seems like a few fun things to do with a cell phone. What's left to do now?
Only this. Go and explore. All right, let's look at each other. All right, let's do the wiggly dance.